Okay, I will start this video for you regarding EENG 301. We will start today the theorems. We have three basic theorems. One is source conversion. And to Thevenins and Norton's theorems, and the three superposition. We first will apply them to DC circuits, and then later on we'll apply the same theorems for the AC circuits. We will start today with the source conversion. Let's see what is source conversion. Source conversion. Source conversion means we can transform a voltage source with a series impedance or resistance. We'll talk about impedance later, but since we are talking about DC circuits, we have resistance. So if we have a voltage source, this is a voltage source, plus minus E in series with a series resistance or a value R connected between nodes A and B, we can transform this to a current source I in parallel with the same resistance. The same nodes here, we have A and B, and we have the same resistance R. So what is the relationship between these? Is I is equal E divided by R, or E equal R times I, which means that we have a series circuit of a voltage source and a resistance R, we can convert it to a current source in parallel with the same resistance R, and the value of I is equal to E over R, or vice versa. If we have a current source in parallel with a resistor, we can convert it to a voltage source in series with R, and the value of the voltage source is R times I. Let's take an example. Let's assume that we have a resistance of 10 ohms in series with a voltage source, let's say 80 volts, okay? And then we have another resistance of, let's say, 10 ohms with a voltage source of 20 volts minus plus, okay, in series with a resistance of 15 ohms, okay, and this is A and B. Now we want to simplify the circuit to a single voltage source plus minus E in series with a resistance R, and we have the same nodes A and B. Find what is the value of R and what is the value of E. Okay, using source conversion. So we want to use source conversion to find E and R of this circuit. So what shall we do? As you notice that this circuit here, this voltage source and series resistance R is connected with this source here, this, and this are connected in parallel. So usually for parallel circuits we use KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. So what we need is to convert this series voltage resistance circuit to a shunt or parallel current source and resistance, and this is the same also we do it for the circuit. Let's see how we do that. First, let me draw it again. What we have here is 10 ohms. We have here is plus minus. Let's go back. 80 volts. 80 volts. So this is the first circuit here. And we have another resistance here, and minus plus 20 volts, and the same 10 ohms, and we have 15 ohms here, and this is A and this is B. So that's the circuit. Now what we will do, we transform this 10, this circuit to a current source. See the directions of the voltage source, plus minus. So this is the direction of the current source. What is this value? I1 is equal 80 divided by 10, which is equal 8 amps. Okay, and this will be in parallel with the same 10 ohms. So that's the circuit. Okay, and the other circuit here, okay, it's the same. Let's say this is I2. You see the direction of I2 is minus plus this one. This source is minus plus. So this is the direction of the current source. Okay? And you have the 10 ohms here, and you have I2 here. So I1 is equal 80 divided by 10 equal 8 amps, and I2 is equal 20 divided by 10 equal 2 amps. But the direction of I1 is up, the direction of I2 is down, because this is negative and positive. Then these are connected together with these two points. And then we have a resistance 15 ohms here. And we have A, B, node B, and node A here. Okay? So that's the first step. Now, let us do something like this. Now, these are the same nodes. You see, here, these nodes are the same. These nodes everywhere, it's the same. So we can put I1 here, and we bring I2 to the same point, and we bring this resistor 10 ohms, and resistance 10 ohms, and 10 ohms here, okay? And then we have the 15 ohms here, right? And here we have A and here B. So we transform this circuit here to this one. It's the same. You see, I2 here, we can bring it together with I1. It's the same node here. So it doesn't matter. And we bring the 10 ohms here with that 10 ohms there. Now, if we apply KCL to this node here, we can make it a single source. I equal I1 minus I2. So it is 8 minus 2 equals 6 amps. What we did, we applied, so this current here is 6 amps. This one is 8 amps, and this one is 2 amps. So what goes there is 6 amps, so we can convert it to the 6 amps. Okay? Now this 10 and this 10 are in parallel. So we say this 10 parallel with this 10 will give you 5 ohms. Okay? And still you have 15 ohms here. And this is A, and this is B. Okay? So we transform this to this one. Now, what we do, we can convert this six amps here in parallel with Alaykum salam. Parallel with this 5 ohms here, and then we have a series of 15 ohms, and this point is these two nodes A and B. So we convert this to a voltage source. So what we'll be having a 5 ohms here and a voltage source here plus minus. This voltage source is 6, this current times 5, okay, which is equal to 30 volts. Then these are these 2 points here. Then we have a series resistance with them 15 ohms, and this we have A and B. Okay? Then the 15 and 5 are in series, so 15 plus 5 equal 20. And we have the voltage source plus minus 30. So this is A and this is B, turns out. Therefore, E is equal to 30 volts and R is equal to 20. So we simplify the circuit using source conversion. Let's take another example. Let's have a series resistance here of 30 ohms, okay, with a voltage source here plus 120 volts, okay. Let's have a resistance here and a resistance here, 60 ohms, okay. And let's have a 40 ohms here, and let's have a current source in this direction of 2 amps, and we have these 2 points A and B. Okay? Let's convert this to a current source of value I in parallel with the resistance of the value R. This nodes A and B. So find I and R using source conversion. Okay? Very good. So let's do it. you see this voltage source and the 30 ohms are in series. We need to convert it to a current source. Okay, so the 30 ohms, and this will become a current source I1. This is the direction of I1, and we have 60 ohms, and here ohms, and we have, let me go back to this one, 40 and 2 amps. Okay, and what we have here is 40 ohms, and we have a current source in this direction of 2 amps, and this node is A and B. I1 is equal to 120 divided by 30 is 4 amps. Okay, 30 ohms in parallel with 60 ohms will give you 20 ohms. You know how to calculate that. Okay, so what we will obtain at 20 ohms here and a current source 4 amps, and then we have this 40 ohms, and we have this 2 amps. Okay, and we have A and B, a step by step. And what we need to do, we need to convert this circuit back to a voltage source, and this also we can convert it to a voltage source. So this will be plus minus E1 in series with 20 ohms. The other one will be 40 ohms in series with, look at the direction, series with minus plus E2, and these are the 2 points A and B. So what is the value of E1? E1 is equal this 4 here times 20 equal 80 volts. E2 is equal 2 times 40 equal also 80. Okay? So the 2 amps and the 40 will give me E2 equal 2 times 40 equal 80 with the same resistance 40 ohms, and E1 will be 4 times 20, 80 and 20 ohms in series. Now what we do, it is a series circuit. We can bring this E1 here, plus minus E1, and minus plus E2, and the 20 ohms, and the 40 ohms, and this point A and B. It's the same circuit. Now the 20 and the 40 are series. 20 plus 40 will give you 60 ohms. Also, the voltage sources AB plus minus will give you E. So the voltage source is also in series in the same direction, so E is equal E1 plus E2, which is equal 80 plus 80 will give you 160 volt. Okay? So we know E is 160 volts and R, so E equal 160 volts and R equal 60 ohms. Now we can convert this back, this circuit here, this circuit, we can convert it to a current source. This current source, I, with the same value of the resistor, 60 ohms, and this is R, and this is R. So R is equal 60 ohms, and I equal E over R, which is equal 160 volts over 60. It will be 16 over 6. It will be 8 over 3 amps. Okay, that's basically source conversion. It's very simple. Okay, so this is a short video of source conversion, and let's move from source conversion to Thevenin's theorem. What is Thevenin's theorem? 2. Thevenin's theorem. In the Thevenin's theorem, we have a circuit. This is a circuit, and we have 2 points, 2 nodes, A and B. We can convert this to a voltage source plus minus. We call this E Thevenin's, in series with a resistance. We call it R Thevenin's, and this point and B. Okay. What is this? Is a plus minus V open circuit. V open circuit equal open circuit voltage. Therefore, E Thevenin's equal Thevenin's voltage. This is equal to V open circuit. So what is the Thevenin's voltage? Is the open circuit voltage seen between A and B. You measure the voltage between A and B, will give you the open circuit voltage, and that's the Thevenin's voltage. How would we determine R Thevenin's? We go back to the same circuit. This circuit, this is point A, this is point B. You measure the resistance, R Thevenin's. So R Thevenin's equals Thevenin's resistance, okay, seen between nodes A and B. We look at nodes A and node B, and we measure the resistance between them. After removing the voltage and current sources. So we remove the voltage source and current sources from the circuit, and then we measure the resistance. Removing sources, how we remove a source. For a voltage source, we make V equal 0. That's why we remove it. Means short circuit. So if we have a voltage source, we want to make it zero, it means we make it what? A short circuit. So for a voltage source, to remove it, we make it a short circuit. For the current source, we want to remove it, means we want to make I equal zero. I equal zero means we open circuit the current source. Now, best to demonstrate that is through an example. Let's have an example. Let's assume that we have a resistance here, a voltage source here, and another resistance here, a resistance here, a voltage source here. Let's give them a value. Let's say this is plus minus E1 and this is E2. And let's say this is 30 ohms, this is 60 ohms, and let's have here 70 ohms. Okay? We want to find Thevenin's equivalent circuit. And this is A and this is B. Find Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So we want to find, so it means i.e. what is plus minus E Thevenin's, what is R Thevenin's, A and B. So this is Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay? So find E Thevenin's and R Thevenin's for this simple circuit. We can use source conversion if you like, okay, or we can find it directly. Now, to find plus minus V open circuit, you see the 70 ohms has no current. So what we'll be having, a current flowing in this, I1. So we can apply KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, to loop I1. Go back to I1. This is I1. Now, the current flowing in here is I1. The current flowing here is also I1. The current flowing here is 0 amps. Why? Because it's open circuit. We don't have any current in the 70 ohms branch. It is 0 amps. Okay? We don't have any current here. It is 0 amps. So, applying KVL, say plus E1 minus E2. Why plus E1? Plus E1 because it's in the same loop. Minus E2 because E2 in the opposite direction. Then minus V30 ohms minus V30 ohms minus V60 ohms equal 0. Now let's give a value E1 equal, let's say 240 volts, and E2 let's have it 120 volts. Okay, now we insert that. This will be plus 240 this minus 120 minus, this will be 30 times I1 minus 60 times I1, 0. So we have 120 minus 90 I1 equal 0. So I1 is equal 120 divided by 90, which is equal 12 divided by 9, which is equal 4 divided by 3 amps. Okay, so we found I1. Now what is the open circuit voltage? We look at it. Okay, the open circuit voltage here, we can say it is the same as the voltage between these two nodes here. Okay, let me draw it again. Okay, we look at it, these are the two nodes here. What we have a 30 volts here. What they have plus minus 240 volts. Okay, and we have here 60 ohms, and we have here plus minus 120 volt. Okay, and we have also a resistance of 70 ohms here, and we have a 70 ohms here, and this is AB, this is plus minus the open circuit. Okay. Now the open circuit voltage, if we assume that A bar here and B bar here, so we know that V open circuit equal VAB equal VA bar B bar. It's the same voltage. Why? Because there is no current passing through the 70 ohms resistor. And this simply is equal to the 240 volts, this one, which is E1, we can say minus V30, which is equal also 120 minus V60 ohms. So if we take this 240 and the 30 ohms, this is the voltage. So here, plus minus V30 ohms, okay? Because the current direction in I1 is here, okay? While I1 is the same here, so here is a plus and minus, so here will be plus. It will give you the same current. If we take this one, it will be 240 minus 30 times times I1. So this will be 240 minus 30 times what? 4 over 3. So this will give you 240 minus 40. It will be 200 volts. Okay, or we take this one. V open circuit equal 120 plus V60 ohms, so it will be 120 plus 60 times I1 over 3. Okay, so it will be 120 times plus 60, so 80 here, equal to 100. So either you take this equation or this equation will give you the same open circuit voltage. Whether you take this source, the 30 ohms and the 240, or the 60 and 120, but be careful when you take the 240. Look at the direction of the current I1 will give you this plus, this minus, so it's in the opposite direction, see, then 240 minus V30. While if you take the 120 and the 60 ohms, then the direction of I1 from plus to minus, so this is plus minus and this is plus minus, so you add the 120 with the voltage across the 60 ohms resistor. Both will give you the same value. Then if we want to find the R Thevenins, you have 70 ohms here, you have 30 ohms here, you have 60 ohms here, Okay. Then we remove this voltage source. We remove this voltage source. To remove these voltage sources, this is A and B, we make a short circuit. This is a short circuit. And we look at R Thevenin's from these 2 points, okay? So, this is equal to 70 ohms in series with another resistance. This is the 30 parallel with the 60 will give you 20 ohms, okay? And we look at R Thevenin. So R Thevenin's will be 70 plus 30 parallel with 60 will give you 70 plus 20 will give you 90 ohms. Right? Okay? Okay. Then we can draw Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So this is R Thevenin's, this is plus minus E Thevenin's, this is A and B. So R Thevenin's equal 90 ohms, E Thevenin's equal B open circuit equal 200 volts. And this is Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay? Let's take another example. Another example. Let's have a parallel resistance, a current source. Something. Okay. Let's have the same values here, 30 volts, plus minus 240 volts. Let's have a current source here, 60 ohms, same values. Let's have 0.5 amps, okay. Let's have here a 70 ohms. This is A and this is B, okay. So determine or find Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay? Now we have 2 sources, one voltage source and one current source. Okay? First, we want to find the open circuit voltage. Okay? Based on KVL and KCL, we can determine that. Okay? Let's look at it. Let's assume this is the 70 ohms here. What we have is 0.5 amps here. What we have is 60 ohms here. What we have is 30 ohms here. What we have plus minus 240 here. Volt. Okay. And we have plus minus 3 ohms. Okay. Now let's assume the current here is I equals 0. There's no current. Why? Because we have an open circuit voltage here. We have a current here I equal 0.5 amps. Okay? We have a current here, we don't know its value. And now we will see, do we know its value or not? And let's assume here we have I1 and we have I2 here. Okay? Let's say this is I3 This is I4. This is I5. Now we know I5 equals 0. I4 equals 0.5 amps. Now what is I3? I3 equal also 0.5 amps. Why? Because I4 will be distributed to I5 and I3, but I5 is 0, so I3 is equal I4. Equal I4. Now, we know the relationship between I1 and I2. We know that I2 equal I1 plus I3. If we apply KCL to this node here, I3 will add to I1 and will come up with, to I2. So applying KCL to this node will give you I2 is equal I1 plus I3. Okay, so we know that. I3 we know it, so I2 is I1 plus 0.5. Let's say this is equation 1. Okay, we know now equation 1, I1 and I2. Now applying KVL, what we did here, in all these equations, we applied KCL. Now we'll apply KVL. KVL plus 240, okay, minus 30 I1, okay, minus 60 I2, okay, equal 0. What we did here, we applied KVL, right? So the sum of all voltage equals 0. 240, and here plus minus in the opposite direction, here plus minus in the opposite direction, so equal to 0. Now we can substitute I2. This is equation 2, okay? Substitute 1 into 2, okay? So we have 240 minus 30 I1 minus 60 I2, which is I1 plus 0.5 equal to 0. So this will give you 240 minus 30 I1 minus 60 I1 minus 30 equal 0, right? So 210, 240 minus 30 is 210 equal 90 I1, and I1 equal 210 divided by 90 with 21 divided by 9, it will be 7 divided by 3 amps. Okay. Since we know I1, we come back to the circuit. What is voltage? Open circuit is equal the 60 times I2. V open circuit equals 60 times I2, or V open circuit equal 240, come back to it, 240 minus 30 I1, minus 30 I1. Now we know I1, 240 minus 30 times 7 over 3, which is 70, 240 minus 70, that will give you 240 minus 70 will give you 170 volt. If you want I2, you can calculate I2, which is I1 plus what? 0.5 from equation 1. 0.5, okay, so it's 7 over 3 plus half will give you 6. 14 plus 3, right? So it will give 17 divided by 6. You can say also the open circuit equal 60 I2. So it equals 60 times 17 divided by 6, which will give you again 170 volts, whether you take it this way or this way. Therefore, E Thevenin's equal 170. Now we want to find R Thevenin's. R Thevenin's, you have 70 ohms here, okay? And you have 60 ohms here, and you have 30 ohms here. The voltage source here, we make it short circuit. And we have an open, a current source here, we make it an open circuit, okay? So here open circuit, here short circuit. And we look at R Thevenin's on this side here, okay? So simply R Thevenin's equals 70 plus 30 parallel with 60. So 70 plus 20, so it is 90. Okay? This is how we determine Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Now let's go to Norton's equivalent circuit, or Norton's. Norton's theorem. Norton's theorem is similar to Thevenin's. So we have a circuit here, and you assume that we have two nodes here, A and B. Okay? Now we can convert this to a current source in parallel with a resistance, and this is A and B. We call this Rn, we call this In. So In is equal to Norton's current, and Rn is equal to Norton's resistance. Okay? Now how we determine Norton's current and Norton's resistance is almost the same way as we did with Thevenin's theorem. Now, let's look back at the circuit. This is the circuit. This 2 points, A and B, to nodes. We make short circuit here. Okay? In Thevenin's theorem, we make here an open circuit. For Norton's, we make short circuit, and we determine what is the current here. We call it I short circuit. Okay? So I Norton equal I short circuit equal short circuit current. Okay? How we determine R Norton? This is the circuit AB. We find R Norton equal R Thevenin's. Exactly exactly the same as R Thevenin's. How we determine R Thevenin's? We determine R Norton the same way. Okay? Now let's look at the same example before 70, 60, 30 and half yeah, this one. Let's look at the same example and find what is Norton. Example. We have a 30 ohms here. We have a voltage source here, plus minus 2 volts, okay? And we have a 60 ohms, and we have a 0.5 amps, and we have a 70 ohms. And we want to find A and B. Okay? How we do it? First, we want to find I know we make a short circuit here and determine what is I short circuit. Okay? We determine I short circuit. Okay. Now we can apply KCL to this node here. Let's say this node N. So KCL to node N. Okay, let's apply KCL to node N. Okay, let's assume that what we have here is I1. Okay, then I1 plus I short circuit equal 1. Okay, let's say this is equation number 1. Let's assume that we have here I3 and here I4, and assume the node here is M. Okay, now KCL to node M okay, I4 or I1 plus I3 is equal I4. Okay, this is say equation number 2. How many equations we have? 2 equations. How many unknowns? We have I1, I3, and I4, and the short circuit current. Okay, now if we look at it, so we have applied KCL to these nodes, 2 nodes, N and M. We can now apply KVL. Okay, apply KVL. Okay, we can say simply 240, okay, minus 30 I3, okay, is equal to 60 I4. So the voltage between this node here and this node here is 60 times I4, and this is the same voltage between this node and this node here, which is equal to 240 minus 30 times I3, and also this also equal to 70 times I short circuit. Okay, for this here we applied KVL. Now how many equations we have? 1, 2, and let's say this is 3. Actually 3 and 4. This is one equation, this is one equation, and also 4. So from these all equations we can simplify them and determine the short circuit current. Okay, or we can apply also, I want you to do that, okay, Try this, and also try source conversion. It should give you the same uh, the same uh, uh, the same answer. Also try source conversion. Source conversion, what you would do, 240 240 divided by 30 will give you 8 amps in parallel with the 30, okay? And then you have also 60, and you have 0.5, right? And you have 70 ohms, and you have I short circuit here. You can try also the circuit, they could be simpler, but you try both to find out, okay? If you find out this one, I'll show you now. Here you have 8, here you have 0.5, then what you have here is 8 plus 0.5 equal 8.5, okay? And you have here 30 parallel with 60 equal 20, and you have also with them parallel with 70, and you have I short circuit here, okay? What you want to determine is I short circuit, so it's the same circuit. Now it's simpler. You have a current here of 8.5 is distributed between the 20 and the 70. The one in the 70 ohms is our short circuit current we want to determine, so we can say simply I short circuit is equal to the 20 divided by 20 plus 70 times 8.5, okay? So it will be 20 divided by 90 times 8.5. So it will be 2 divided by 9 times 8. Okay? Okay? So what we did here, applied current divider rule. So what we had applied here is current divider rule. So we found out directly what is the short circuit current. To determine R Norton, we have 60 here, we have 30 here, 60 more. What we did here, make a short circuit because it's a voltage source. We make an open circuit here because current source. We have the 70 ohms here, and we look at R. Okay? So Rn will be equal 70 plus 30 parallel with 60, so it will be 70 plus 20, which is 90. Okay? So finally we have a resistance here, Rm, a current source, Im, and A, this is B. So Rm, or this is Norton, okay, this is Norton's equivalent circuit, okay, where Rn equal 90 ohms and In is equal to 2 over 9, we did not do a mistake, times 8.5, which is equal 9, 2 times 8.5 is 17, okay? So what we have is 17 over 9, okay? Look at this. What is the relationship between Thevenin's so this is Thevenin's and this is Norton's. A and B, A and B. We can convert Thevenin's circuit to Norton's circuit, where IN equal E Thevenin's divided by R. Okay? Or E Thevenin's equal Rn times I. N and Rn is equal R Thevenin's using source conversion. So if we compare this, okay, our examples from our example, we found that Rn equal R Thevenin's equal 9. Also, In equals 17 divided by 9. To convert, therefore, E Thevenin's equals 17 over 9 times 90. So this is Rn and this is In, which is equal 170 watt. Okay, if we go back to our previous example in here, okay, when we did that, okay, we found that that R Thevenin is 20, 90, okay, and E Thevenin's here, look at it here, is equal 170. So we can do it this way also, okay? Compare both, you'll find them the same. You can convert them the same. So, okay? So, as in the Thevenin's example, okay? We can do it both ways. Now you know how to calculate or how to determine Norton's equivalent circuit. Either use the original circuit, or after obtaining Thevenin's equivalent circuit, you can use source conversion to convert it again to Norton's equivalent circuit. Okay? What is the benefit of using Thevenin's or Norton's equivalent circuit? Benefits. If you have a circuit here, okay, and you have A and B, and you connect a resistance here. Let's do it that way, okay. Give it another color, okay. If you connect a resistance here, and usually we say this R load, and we want to determine what is I load, okay. I load is equal what? So what we do, number one, okay, number one, remove RL. Number 2, determine Thevenin's or Norton's equivalent circuits external to R load. So external to R load. 3, obtain IL. Okay, how? When we obtain, for example, E7 and R7 A and B, okay? And what we have here is R load we removed before. Now what we do, we connect back R load to the circuit. So what we'll be having, I load, okay? Now what is I load? Be simply E Thevenin's divided by R Thevenin's plus R. Okay? Or we have IN and RN and again we reconnect R load here and we have I load. Then simply still we can determine I load is equal Rn divided by Rn plus R load, okay, times I load. So what we usually using current divider rule, okay? So it simplifies the circuit. If we change the value of R load, we don't need to go back to the original circuit and determine the current again. What we need is just simply to use Thevenin's equivalent circuit or Norton's equivalent circuit, okay? Remove the old R load, put the new R load, and then determine what you need, okay? It's very simple. This is the benefits of simplifying a circuit to Thevenin's or Norton's equivalent circuit, okay? If we go back, I want you to practice this, solving the assignments, but let's go through the same example, one of these example, okay? Let's take for example, the 30 ohms here, okay? And the plus minus 240 volts. And what we have here is a 60 ohms. And what we have here is 0.5 ampere, and we have a 70 ohms. Okay, this is the original circuit. Let's assume that we have a voltage source here and a resistance here of, let's say, 10 ohms, plus minus, let's say, 5 volts. Okay, A, B. Let's say 1, determine or find Thevenin's equivalent circuit. We say external to the 5 volts and 10 ohms resistor. Okay? So what we want to do is to find the Thevenin's equivalent circuit external to that. So we draw the circuit again, 70 ohms, 0.5 amps, $60 ohms, 30 ohms, 240 ohms. So what we do usually, we remove the elements that we want to determine Thevenin's equivalent circuit without it, with it, which is actually the plus minus 5 volts in series with the 10 ohms. We remove them from the circuit. Okay? When we remove them from the circuit, we determine Thevenin's equivalent circuit, E Thevenin's, R Thevenin's. Okay? This is A and this is B, this is A and this is B. Okay? And we put back the 5 volts and the series resistance of 10 ohms with it, and we put them back, reconnect them with the original circuit, and we can calculate I load. Okay, so what is I load here? If you look at it, I load simply will be E Thevenin's minus L5 divided by R Thevenin's plus 10. Okay, so from the previous examples, E Thevenin's equal 170 volts. Check that, I probably am mistaken. And R Thevenin's, I think it's 90 volts. Let's go and check them. Yes, let's check them, 170 volts and 90, yes, we are right. So we can calculate I load is equal 170 minus 5 divided by 90 plus 10. So it will be 165 divided by 100. So we will get what? 1.65 amps. Okay. This is basically the benefits we obtain from the so I'll talk to you later regarding superposition. Okay, I'll make a short video and demonstrate superposition for you. Okay, thank you, see you and talk to you later. Okay.